Did you know there's one hip muscle that could be sabotaging your athletic performance and setting you up for injury? Today, we're here to talk about the glute medius. The glute medius is a powerhouse that could be preventing you from running down that puck to get that goal, pivoting in tennis to go get that ball, or achieving just about any athletic performance. When the glute medius isn't functioning properly, it can lead to bursitis, IT band tightness, knee pain, hip flexor issues, even lateral meniscus pain. This muscle is crucial for leg abduction. It helps to balance your hips, pull your hips level when you're on one leg. Hockey players, are you listening? The glute medius even helps to internally and externally rotate our leg. So a functional glute medius will help keep your whole lower body in proper alignment. One common thing I see in the clinic is when the glute medius doesn't fire properly, then the front of the hips, the TFL, has to work even harder. Now, if you look at the glute medius compared to the TFL, glute medius is much larger. So it places a lot of stress on a small muscle. The TFL happens to connect right down into your IT band. So it has a great influence on your knee. If your knee falls inward when you're running, jumping, or squatting, you need to get that fixed quick before you end up with an ACL tear, meniscus issues, or knee tracking problems. Now, one thing I see in the clinic pretty much on a daily basis is a new patient coming in saying they have tight IT bands and hip flexors. The remedy for that is not foam rolling. What you need to do is work on the supporting muscles. One of the big muscles that you need to work on is the glute medius. What we need to think about is what level of rehab is appropriate for me. And then we start with low level rehab. Right? We want to create increased time under tension. We want to suss out all of the different cheats the body has come up with to keep it safe. And we want to get the muscle firing properly so that once we start adding movement and then dynamic movement, everything will be working safely and confidently. In mid-level rehab, we start introducing more movement, which equals probably some less time under tension. But the goal with mid-level rehab is to start increasing the speed of movement. So when we finally progress to high-level rehab, we want to get the nervous system in a position where it has to problem solve. We need the muscles to go from tense and rigid to relaxed while still achieving a smooth, fluid motion. My ultimate goal of rehabilitation is to take away your hesitation, ultimately achieving uninhibited movement, thinking less while moving with more confidence. So for the isometric, simply going to lay on our side, put our bottom leg knee up towards our chest. So you're going to internally rotate your leg down and then press with the outer edge of your foot more towards the heel. Hold for 5 seconds, repeat. Side lying leg. So we're going to put our leg slightly backward, internally rotate, up, 1, 2. So I'm going to show you a frontal plane split squat with a 20-degree forward step. 20 degrees basically means you're going to have your right foot, if we're working the right side, the middle of your foot is going to be about equal to your toes. Then you're going to step out. All you're going to do from here is, as we sink down, we're going to sink our weight into our heel. As we push up, we're going to push up from below our laces right through the ball of our foot, right? Like we're squishing an orange or something that's below our foot, right? Here we go. So down into our heel, pushing up through the ball of our foot. It's as simple as that. You want to test yourself, see where your areas of weakness are. you can reach in different directions. You can start with the forward reach, down into your heel, push up into your midfoot. You can reach out to the side, down into the heel, push up to your midfoot. You can reach out to the other side, down into your heel, push up into your midfoot. If any of these areas are weak, I would focus on putting our hands there when you're doing the exercise. Now I'm going to show you the lateral step up. Easy to do if you have a box, a curb, a stair, stool. It's pretty simple. You just find your object, push through your laces, through your midfoot, up. So if you wanted to make this more difficult, of course, we could add a reach step. I'm going to show you a frontal plane foot clock with a lateral reach that will help target the glute medius. So for a basic foot clock, we sink into our foot, push up through the laces, through the midfoot, sink, tap, sink, tap. In order to add more of a target on the glute medius, as we tap, we reach. Tap, reach. So there you go. There's some exercises that you can do to strengthen your glute medius. Most of the exercises you can tell don't just work in isolation for the glute medius. You know, the low level rehab will, but as we get higher and higher, we want the glute medius to work well in a complex movement pattern. So if you're already in pain and you want the quickest rehab possible, I highly suggest you click on my information below and book an appointment. This is the fastest way that I've seen to get back into action once you have an injury. Don't wait, book your appointment today. Thank you. My name is Jim Lesko, Acupuncture Pain and Stress Center, Raleigh, North Carolina.